There's a brand new therapy out for ED that some patients are using to help revitalize their sex life, and some people are claiming it's making them perform as if they were in their 20s. So what is this treatment? To start off, let's talk about three things. What causes ED in the first place, what this new therapy is, and what are the potential pros and cons of this experimental new therapy. So number one, what causes ED in the first place? Erectile dysfunction, or ED, can be caused by a number of conditions. Most commonly, like any organ, as we age, you may get artery damage and the organ may not perform as it used to. And in this case, with the male organ, it can lead to erectile dysfunction. So blood vessels may become leaky or even kind of stenosed, where they're just not functioning properly. Another injury that can happen is nerve desensitization. This can happen as you get older, or it can even happen as a result of medical conditions like diabetes or some others. So one of the most notable things to talk about is that there are a myriad of medical conditions that can lead to ED, and even medications that can lead to ED as well. But the overwhelming percentage of people who are dealing with this condition are those suffering a natural age related process, a medical-induced side effect, or some kind of medical condition. And another way that you can look at this is it may be a hormonal imbalance. And when we talk about hormonal imbalances, you may not have enough testosterone. This may not only affect your libido, but also lead to erectile dysfunction. And so what's actually happening in the organ is these blood vessels are becoming leaky and unstable, kind of like a garden hose that's kinked up with holes in it. And the nerve endings, which is kind of a large part of it being sensitized, whether it be psychological or tactile, may not be functioning appropriately, and that'll lead to a poor both sympathetic and parasympathetic response, which is needed to maintain and achieve an erection. So two, what is this new therapy? So this is a stem cell exosome solution that has been tried for years for patients in an experimental manner. However, there's recently been several studies that have come out to potentially support this being used in patients to treat or help to treat their erectile dysfunction. And now, while still considered experimental, stem cells and exosomes have the potential to treat a variety of conditions. However, at this stage, most of it's case-by-case based, and a lot of it is still being researched. So what are some of the pros and cons of getting a stem cell exosome solution therapy? Some of the pros are obviously you're able to ditch medications possibly and not have to worry about walking around with a pill all the time, and potentially avoid serious side effects from either medications that you're taking or even from deterioration of the organ itself, and maybe even needing a penis pump. And so the ability to have a shot that can potentially address the root cause is a huge benefit. And now some of the cons of this is it is experimental, and it's important to make sure that this procedure is being done by a board certified doctor, and that at the very least you have a CGMP approved facility to know that these are sterile vials of exosomes that you're getting. And also you take with the risk of any experimental treatment of there not being flushed out protocols. And as with the risk of any experimental treatment, there's just not long-term data on this. However, based on some of the research, it is showing relative safety across multiple different utilizations. So for the potential patient who would be the ideal candidate looking to get this, is usually someone who's really looking to forego some medications, or is in the earlier stages looking to try something to help mitigate the potential root cause of the issue with a stem cell exosome solution. So if you want to learn more of how you can possibly access this kind of therapy and help supercharge or revitalize your own sex life, then click the link in the description below. Also, if you want to watch another video on stem cells and how it may impact you, click the video on screen now.